So hi, Christopher.
Hi.
We're here. Arché, you've got a new product to show us, right? A new plugin.
Exactly, that's right. So what we have here is a new collection of 3 solo string instruments. They're called Arché Violin, Arché Viola, and Arché Cello. And the idea behind this is to offer a new way for a keyboard-driven production environment, which in fact most people use to get access to string sounds and solo string sounds. So what we did is inventing a virtual bow with which you go back and forth on the virtual instrument to produce the sound. And it's gonna sound, for example, like this. So the idea is that it recognizes the speed and the acceleration of the bow on the virtual instrument, and therefore you're able, without using key switches, to access a wide variety of articulations on the virtual instrument.
So it's complete physical modeling? There's no samples in there?
Exactly. Thanks for saying that. I nearly forgot. So there's no sampling involved at all. It's all physical modeling, and this allows us to make the initial attack phase of the sound, so the transient, which is responsible for having an authentic sound, which makes it possible to simulate these very, very precisely. So I'm just going to show you another sound, perhaps our violin in this case.
Sounds really, really close to the kind of real thing, really, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're saying it already. No, it's quite cool. But what is also cool, since we use this virtual bow technology, as we want to call it, you're not only able to use it with our touché, but you're also able to use it with any MIDI controller element you want to map to it. So you could use the mod wheel to go back and forth on the virtual instrument. You could use a modulation strip to do all of this. So you're not limited to use it with a touché, although with our patented mechanism, it is a pleasure to play generally. Basically, as you've already heard, this is all monophonic, but string players, of course, can do, I don't know how it's called in English, but do the certain
chords,
grips on the instrument where you play 2 notes at the same time. So let me show you this, because we integrated that one as well. There are different modes generally when you're playing our instruments, and there's a hybrid duo mode as well. So you could do stuff like. So that's quite cool as well, and it's going to recognize that you want to play legato with one half of the with one voice. Of course, as anybody, you would have to train this, just like a little child which goes to school and first learns the violin. But the cool thing is that it's really a motivating experience, so it kind of grabs your attention and you want to learn it really thoroughly, and in that way you have another natural and personal approach to it, whereas with other string instruments you often are there programming key switches and programming the automation lanes and so on. So it's all just a fun experience. That's the main thing about the Arché collection, I think.
So how long did it take you to learn how to play it?
Well, I guess from time to time you still hear that I am currently doing it. I'm currently learning it still. But it's got a cool learning curve, so you get still motivated while you're doing it. But there's lots of more stuff for me to learn as well, just as all of the valuable customers who already got this from our web shop, because in fact right now it's available since 1 week already, and you're able to profit from introductory pricing. This means you have the whole collection for, I think, $99 should it be, and the single titles, which are also available for $39 at the moment. So this one was the expression mode, where you don't actually control the velocity with which you strike the bow, but rather you control the expression, so the vibrato and the loudness of the sound. And the other possibility would be to use a natural sound in a natural playing mode, and in this case you really have to go back and forth constantly on the bow, because if you let go, if you stop, the sound stops as well. So this is kind of the advanced, the professional mode to play with it, which takes a bit more of practice. And the one I played before at the beginning most of the times is a hybrid mode, where you have the possibility to use the bow movements below a certain threshold. So you can back and forth, you can go back and forth really quickly, and once you go beyond the threshold, it will sustain the sound so that you can apply a bit more of vibrato and a bit more of dynamics to the sound. So you always have to see whether you have more like an andante, a slow piece, or more really fast piece, whether you want to play it with duophonic mode or monophonic mode. Generally, we've got something for all the tastes and all of the different projects that you want to put it in.
And in terms of setup, is it kind of automatically set up with the Arché, or is it?
Well, when you're already an owner of a Touché, then you have our companion app Lié, and we offer presets, tailor-made presets for the Arché collection already. If you install it, they're just going to appear here in the Lié browser on the left-hand side with the different playing modes. If you would use Arché as a VST or as an AU instrument within your DAW directly without using the Touché, you would just have to make sure that you always want to map the bow first, because a violin, a cello player would also look quite dumb without his bow. Although, of course, there are other techniques, but you know what I'm saying about this. So yeah, just want to have make sure to map the bow, and then you're good to go. It's all in the manual, of course.
Excellent, Christopher. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for checking it out, taking the time.